Oh my fucking god, I just had the nightmare from hell. I'm not even fucking kidding. And this is so weird and random considering I don't even believe in the spiritual. But, oh my god. Okay, so basically, I had this dream where I was like traveling and I was like in this like weird like area where there's a bathroom and it was like all white and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, that's weird. And then so I went like through it and I was like going to the bathroom, but then in this bathroom ended up being like a whole like home. Wait, no, I think I messed that up. I think it ended up I was traveling and I needed a place to stay, and then so I went to this bathroom and I went to the bathroom and then I ended up like wanting to take a picture of something. And so I was like, I opened up my camera and then like there's literally like this girl staring back at me. And she had like weird like dark hair and a braid, and she looked Asian, and she was just creepily smiling back at me through the camera, and I was just like, what the fuck? But I kept taking pictures because like, okay, but then like I would take the camera down and I wouldn't even see her. She wasn't there. And I was just like, what the fuck? And then, but like she looked like she was like coming closer almost. Like it was fucking weird. And then I was just like, and it looked like she was like standing like literally right in front of me. And I was just like, the fuck? And it looked like she was like leaning towards me and smiling the entire fucking time. And like what terrified me was like it felt so fucking real. And it gets worse. It gets worse, honey. And so I was just like, what the fuck is this? And then so I just like I turned off my camera and I was like, you know what? Just don't look at it. You're fine. And and then for some reason, like in my brain, it was just like, oh, she's kind of cute. Like maybe I should kiss her. I don't know what the fuck was my problem in my dream state, but apparently I decided it was a smart thing to kiss her. No. Maybe she's like a siren ghost or whatever the fucking that is. But anyways, I decided to kiss her in the, like I knew where she was to the camera, and then so I just like leaned forward and then we kissed. And it wasn't even that big of a kiss, it was just like a little smooch. And, you know, little smoochy smooch. And then I was just like, okay, what the fuck? And then, I like was like, that was kind of weird. Now I can say I kissed the ghost, blah, blah. I was still kind of like low-key freaked out, but like the kiss like made it less freaky. I was just like, whatever. And then so I exited out of the bathroom. I was still kind of a little bit freaked out, so I kind of had like my camera in hand, like looking around. And, I didn't see anything, and then like there was this girl that just like randomly popped up and she was washing her hands, and I was like, oh hey, and she was like, oh hey. And then for some reason when I was washing my hands, I just like randomly spaced out and was like literally just like putting soap on my hands and just like lathering soap in my hands like for like a couple minutes. And the girl next to me was like, yo, you okay? Like what the fuck is going on? Like you're like, why do you just keep putting soap on your hands? And I was like, oh my bad, I'm sorry. And I didn't realize I was like spacing out. Weird. And so I like rinsed off my hands and we started talking, and I was saying how like I'm traveling through this like new area and this bathroom was kind of weird, but I was okay with that. And then I was like, do you know any like good places to stay? Because I was like, I just drove like 100 miles like for like 5 hours or something, and like it was a long drive and I was tired and I needed a place to stay. And she was like, oh yeah, there's like I live in a building that's connected to this bathroom. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she was like, yeah, you can spend the night here or more if you want. And I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. And she said, oh, but I'm not staying here permanently. Like, I'm going to leave by tomorrow. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but okay, I'll take it, because I was tired and she was offering this place to me for free. And I was like, wow, this girl's like super sweet. Like, oh my fucking God, like that's so nice. And so, like, I was like, okay, cool. Like, this bitch is like super sweet. Like, she seems so nice. And then she was like showing, like, going through like the other side of the bathroom to like show me where the door was to like enter from the bathroom to her little area that she lives in. And I like accidentally like put on my camera again, and literally this bitch ghost like vagina was like in my fucking face on the camera, and I was like, damn bitch, okay, like okay. And I just, like, turned off my camera. I was just, like, walked through her vagina, basically. It was just, like, fuck that. Like, I ain't dealing with this bitch. And I was just kind of, like, ignoring it. I was just kind of, like, trying to, like, rationalize it in my head, but kind of having a conversation with this girl at the same time. And I was like, you know, it's kind of weird how, like, you're gonna leave soon. Like, why is that? And she's like, oh, I have a friend, I have a boyfriend who I need to get to. And sometimes I'll be able to leave and sometimes I just can't. And I was like, why is that? She's like, oh, I don't know. I just feel so comfortable here, you know? Like the music, the atmosphere, like everything is just so calm. I just love it so much. And I started getting a little bit freaked out. Like I was like, okay. Like she just, it was like hippie, but like worse than a hippie almost. Like she was like one of those like weird Wicca people who was like obsessed with like crystals, but instead it was like she was obsessed with the house and like how it, like magically calmed her or whatever the fuck that was. And then somehow we ended up talking about the ghost, and I was like, yeah, like I don't know, like for some reason, like when I took my camera out, like I saw this girl. Like, do you know what that's about? And she's like, oh yeah, this place is this place, she didn't say haunted because she said that's like a negative connotation, but she said this place has a friend. I should have left right fucking then, bitch. Like, I don't know what my dream self was thinking staying there still, but maybe I was just tired, but what the fuck is wrong with me? And then also she was literally leaving. Hi. My grandma heard me shouting. But, like, I don't know why the fuck I didn't, like, leave right then and there, but, like, whatever, fine. And so I was like, yeah, and she was like, yeah, this place is a friend. She's, like, super sweet as long as you don't piss her off, like, you know. And I was like, well, how do you piss her off? And she was like, oh, by leaving. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you piss her off by leaving. Like, so don't leave. Like, stay with her. Befriend her. And she said it in like this weird ass like hippie, like I'm chillax, like I sound like I'm on fucking weed voice. And it was so weird because earlier when we were talking in the bathroom, she seemed so fucking chill. Like she seemed like she was like a good like sane person, but then the minute we go inside the fucking room, she like freaks the fuck out and is acting like this bitch. And I was just like, who the fuck possessed her? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, and I was just kind of like, okay, well, I don't really feel comfortable here. And I was like, well, when are you leaving? And she's like, oh, right now. And I was like, but you said yes tomorrow, like when we were in the bathroom. And she's like, oh yeah, no, it's today. You must have misheard me. And I was like, positive I didn't hear this bitch. And I was just like, the fuck you mean you were leaving? And I was like, well, can I have your number so I can call you, like if I piss her off accidentally or something, can you like tell me what to do? And then randomly all of a sudden, like her past like bathroom self is like all fucking fine now that I seemingly accept my fate of staying in the room. And it's like, oh yeah, cool, like sure, like I'll totally tell you what to do, like you'll be chill, like you'll be fine, like. And I was just like, fuck is going on here? And it was freaking me the fuck out. Like I was like, yeah, this bitch is like, no, I'm leaving. But I didn't want to leave with the girl because I knew if I left with the girl, like she would like fucking like, I don't know what she was gonna do to me, but I knew that it wouldn't be bad. It would be bad if I left with the girl that I was just talking to, because I knew like she didn't want me to leave. She was like, I think the reason she was leaving was because I was staying, and that was so fucking weird and trippy for me. And I was just like, yo, am I gonna die here? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, if it isn't a ghost, like, this bitch is fucking crazy either way. And I was just like, yeah, no. And then, so, she seemed all chill and, like, normal, like she was in the bathroom. And then she was like, yeah, okay, have a nice day. Like, I'll be back in a few weeks, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay. But, like, in my head, I was like, bitch, I ain't staying here for a few weeks. Like, fuck that. Like, I ain't staying here for a few more hours. I'm leaving the minute you're gone. And that was, like, all going through my head. I was like, bye, bitch. Like, your house is gonna be empty and your ghost is gonna be mad and you're gonna die because I ain't staying here, bitch. And I was just thinking that, and I was just like, yeah, no. And then, but, like, when she left, I, like, needed to make sure she left. But, so I, like, went to the window, to the wall, and sweat drip down my balls. Oh my god. Just no. Brain, can you please not do that right now? And so I went to the window. No, that song is not gonna be sung again. Nope. Does not deserve to be sung again. Even though it was in that really awesome. You know what? I'm gonna forget because I just keep rambling. Shut up. Okay. Anyways, I went to the window and I was like looking down at the parking lot because like I was like making sure that she was gonna leave before I like busted out the fucking door and left. And but like, and then I like saw her like run off, and then so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave. And then like I turn around, and then for some reason in my fucking brain I was just like, what? I was like, if this is like one of the few haunted places I'm ever gonna see, because I like totally do not believe in haunted, because like this is literally like me in the mindset that I'm in right now, which is I don't fucking believe in ghosts at fucking all, like at all. And I think it's all a load of horse shit, but like it's just me. And literally my mindset before this happened, like in the dream. And so I was thinking, what are the odds that I'm ever gonna like have a real haunted place happen to me again? And I was just like, you know, why not explore? And my dumbass took my camera out. I was like exploring and shit, and like walking around. And might I say, the house was fucking creepy. Like it wasn't like, you know how most haunted places, they're like old and they just like look like old cemeteries, or like they're like houses that used to be like really large and like big and like amazing, and then like in the 1800s and the 1900s, and then they like were abandoned, or people died in there, and then like people couldn't go in there because it was haunted. Like, you know, those places. This was not that. This was like a modern house. It was like a condo, and it was so white. Everything was white. Like everything was white. There was not 1 inch of color in that entire fucking apartment. And I walked all over it. There was no fucking color. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's kind of fucking weird how it's all white. I was like, maybe it's like an after effect of the ghost, blah, blah, blah. And I was like joking with myself, trying to like make myself more comfortable. And also, for some reason, she said that the girl really loved jazz music. And so she would play like melodious jazz music. And then while I was walking deeper into the apartment, melodious jazz music just started playing. And I was like, well, that's comforting. But I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, this ghost is trying to make me feel more comfortable with the music. Like, we're fine. Like, she's my friend now. Blah, 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 blah. And then I was walking, and then for some reason I went to this hallway. And this, like, doorway. And it was really big for some reason. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I, like, the room was really dark, so I couldn't go inside. And I was just like, well, okay. And then I decided, like, maybe this is the haunted room or whatever. And I, like, took out my camera, like, as a joke and, like, looked at it. And there's that girl. And also, next to her, this, like, big buff asshole. And I was just like, hello? Like that dumb bitch in the horror movies. I was like, hello? But it was more of, at least I wasn't saying, hello, is anyone there? I was saying, like, hello to the fucking ghost. I mean, that's, like, slight downgrade to, like, saying hello to nothing when there's, like, serial killers around. But, like, still, saying hello to a ghost is just a fucking dumb idea. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I guess I wasn't, because my dream self doesn't think, like, goddamn. Anyways, so I, like, put the camera up, and I saw, like, that girl there. And then her buff, like, asshole boyfriend who, like, I thought was her boyfriend. I was like, hi, like, hello, nice to meet you. And they were all, and he was like, and the girl, like, creepily smiled again. And I was just like, okay. Well, she got jazz music on for me, so, like, it's not that fucking bad. And then the guy was just like, so I heard you kissed my girlfriend. And I was just like, shit. And, like, it was, like, hella weird. And he was like, what gives you the fucking right to do that? And I was just like, you know what, sir? Like, I don't fucking know. Like, your girlfriend was just there, and I just, like, wanted to, like, try and see, like, what it would feel like to kiss a ghost. It wasn't, like, necessarily, like, specifically targeting your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. I can't even remember if it was girlfriend or wife. And I was just like, you know what, sir? Like, I didn't realize that she was, like, attached to you. I just thought, like, this was my only opportunity to kiss a ghost. So, like, why not try it, you know? And I was just trying to explain myself, and he just, like, got, like, eerily, like, calm. It was, like, the calm before the storm rage. And I was just like, fuck, I'm gonna die here. And the girl was just kind of like, she kept looking at me with a smile, but then when she looked back at him, or he looked at her, she, like, put on this, like, concerned face. And I was just like, the fuck is this bitch doing? Like, what the fuck? And I was like, do you want to, like, explain it from your side, like, girl? And she was just like, she didn't say anything. And he was just like, she doesn't talk. And I was just like, okay, then. Well, then, how the fuck am I going to prove myself to these crazy-ass people that aren't even alive? Supposedly, the fuck is this? And then I was like, you know what? Fuck this, I'm leaving. And I was like, gonna turn around and leave. But then, like, everything, like, was, like, I heard, like, him yell and her scream, and then, but I just kept walking, and then all of a sudden, like, weird, like, air fucking happened, and, like, everything, like, sped past me, like, fucking weird shit happened, and I was just, like, it wasn't, like, you know, the rattling of the walls or shit like that. It was, like, air, and, like, everything was, like, fast and blurry, like, when you're running, but I wasn't, like, moving faster than, like, a slow walk, and, like, it was fucking weird, and I was just like, nah, fuck this, and I started, like, walking faster, but then, like, I just got, like, lost, because, like, this condo was fucking huge and white, and, like, everything looked the fucking same, and I got lost, and I was like, fuck this, and then I was, like, trying to run away, and then, like, I would, like, hear, like, weird shit, and, like, weird shit kept happening again, and I just now realized that this is backwards. Awesome. Okay, and, like, so weird shit kept happening, and I was just trying to get out. It was, like, fucking corn maze, like, fuck. And then I was just, like, trying to get out, and then, I got to the fucking, like, entrance, like, the door where the girl, like, the roommate or whatever, left, and I was, like, gonna run to it, but, I don't remember, but, like, right when I was, like, running towards it, I woke up. I was just like, fuck me, like, what the fuck happened? Like, did I make it? Like, did they get me? Like, what the hell happened? Like, why do I always wake up at the most inconvenient times during a fucking dream? Like, but that was fucking weird. Like, that's probably one of the weirdest dreams I've had. And that's saying a lot, considering I've had a lot of dreams that are weird, which you know about because I made a video on it. But, like, which I titled it My Dreams, which makes it seem like I was trying to, like, say something inspirational, but it was literally just, like, my worst and weirdest dreams. But this is gonna be added to that list because this dream was fucking weird and so fucking realistic. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, it was so fucking weird. Like, it was so fucking weird and realistic. And, like, and it was so weird because it didn't, like, follow, like, the norms of, you know, horror, like, in movies, like, that I know, like, it didn't follow any of that. It was so fucking weird. And then the girl was Asian. That was so fucking weird. Like, it was, oh my god, I don't get it. Like, what the fuck happened to my brain? Like, that's fucking creepy. Like, I literally woke up sweating. Oh my god. Well, I mean, I wake up sweating all the day, every time, because I'm just a night sweater, because, like, you know, I'm a gross piece of shit. But this was worse, and I was, like, sweating in fear and, like, freaked out and, like, holy shit. I literally woke up saying, oh my god, the fuck. And I was like, you know, bitch, you need to make a video of this so I don't forget. And so, like, I literally woke up, like, 20 minutes ago, and I'm made a video on it. And yeah, that's my life. But yeah. What should I name this? Weird ghost dream? Bathroom ghost? I don't know. Oh my god, you know what would be really creepy though? If, like, what happened in my dream actually, like, is a ghost story somewhere that, like, supposedly happened to someone. Like, that would be fucking insane and creepy as fuck, and I would just be like, bitch, the heck is this? I'm gonna die. As a foretelling of my future. Which reminds me, there was, like, this good horror movie that I saw. Well, it wasn't really good, per se. It was just interesting concept, and, like, they could have pulled it off way better than they actually did, but it was still a pretty good, like, idea, and I give them props for trying it, but it just was not. The actors were not good. The script was just god awful. Like, oh, and the acting skills were just terrible too. But I think that they had a really good idea about it because, okay, so the main character was this girl, and she was like a witch, and she like used to be really into the witchy thing, but then I can't even remember what happened to her, but something happened, and holy shit, I have to piss like a fucking racehorse. Okay, hold on. So, I cannot remember what I was talking about. Fuck me. God damn it. But this also reminds me. Oh, that movie! Okay, that horror movie. Okay, so there's this horror movie that wasn't that good. The script and actors were terrible. But the idea of it was really interesting because it was basically about this girl who was like grew up as a witch, and she was like a really like witchy, and like she like made a living off of being a witch. But then something happened, and she was like scared of being a witch ever again, and so she stopped being a witch. And she decided to live on this like in this apartment by herself or whatever. And she kept having these nightmares of like a faceless girl like dying and like being stabbed to death in a bathtub, and then crawling around trying to like save herself and then dying. And she kept having these dreams, and then eventually the dreams like morphed into hallucinations, and she would see this girl who she couldn't tell what her face was because her hair was always covering her face, and she would just see her like all the time, and it would just freaking fuck her up, and so she'd just be like always like calling people, and they didn't believe her, and she was just kind of like trying to like figure out like who this person was. And so she would like look up online trying to figure out like anyone who like died being stabbed in the bathtub, and no one had died previously on her in her apartment. And everyone she called, like even if they did believe she was a witch, like they didn't believe her story because they thought like because of what traumatic event happened, like she was just having like side effects. And so they didn't believe her, and they kept being like, you need to visit a shrink, like you need help. And then she was just like, you know what, bitch, no I don't. And she really did though. Like she needed help. Even if her dream and hallucinations were real, like she still needed help from whatever the fuck happened to her. I don't even remember what happened to her, but it was really big and it affected her a fucking lot. So like that like was going on, and then in the end, like the last couple scenes, she ended up like being killed the exact same way that the girl she always saw and hallucinated was being killed. And then she realized that she was she didn't realize it, but like the audience like had this moment where like the camera panned to her body, and it was just like so so equal to like what happened to her and like what she always saw like happening in her hallucinations and dreams, that like this is gonna end, that like you realize that it was her. She was like dreaming about